Alright, here we go with the test flight of the Emax Tinyhawk Freestyle 2, looking pretty nice. Now what I got is just one battery, so we're going to test it out with just one S power at the moment. So I got a pass-through dongle, so if you got a old battery that is puffy and no longer in service, cut off the cable, solder it together, wrap it up, and you can use that as a pass-through dongle. So let's get this ready right here. I'm going to be using my QX7S.
Welcome to OpenTX. Throttle warning. Switch warning.
Alright, D8 mode.
Switch warning.
There we go. And let's go ahead and plug in the battery. Alright, good to go. Alright. Right off the bat, I notice there is a lack of power on takeoff. Okay, but it's doing okay now that I got the throttle a little above halfway, maybe about 60 up to about 70%. So what it feels like is it has less power than the Freestyle 1. Maybe due to the slightly heavier camera. Yeah, as I recall, the Freestyle 1 had a little bit more power than this. Alright, so let's do a punch out, full on, and that is the full on punch out. So yeah, I feel like it's lacking power here with just one battery. But the flying characteristics are amazing on these Emax Tinyhawk series, all the Emax actually. Look at how straight it goes, look at how tight it is. It's a very stiff flyer right out of the box. I did increase my rates a little bit from the provided rates, so let's see if we can do a flip with just one battery, 1S, get some little height there. Okay, we can still do a little flip. Catch yourself from the fall. So yeah, you can still do acro with just one S battery or one S power with one battery, but I think it'll come alive once you put both of the batteries. Oh, look at that. See what I mean? Yeah, so big loops, you gotta watch out. You're gonna hit the ground if you don't have enough clearance. So quicker, snappy flips. All right.
30 seconds.
Oh yeah, but it's flying really nice. Yeah, very similar or almost identical in flying characteristics to the Freestyle 1. Nothing has really changed. They just added a better camera and a better VTX. So one more flip and I'll bring it in and I'll try it out with 2 batteries.
4, 3,
there we go.
2, 1.
Alright guys, so here we go with 2 batteries this time, and the batteries that I'm using are the China Hobby line MINISTAR 450 milliamp 3.7 volt batteries. These are pretty good batteries. They got this long connecting cable, so it's really nice. These are on sale, or I think it's regular price for 10 bucks. So it's a very reasonable price for these batteries. I'll leave a link down below so you can check it out. So we got one battery already connected. I just gotta connect the other one on there and we should be good to go. So let's check it out. Got my transmitter already turned on, so let's go ahead and power it up.
Telemetry recovered.
All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Yeah, much better power. But I still think it lacks a little bit of power than the Freestyle 1. Maybe it's about the same. Alright, so here we go. Let's do a little punch out. Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. A lot better punch out than the slow punch out of the single battery. So, oh yeah, now you're talking. Here we go.
2
I believe it is about the same as the Freestyle 1. So this one weighs in a little bit more than the Freestyle 1. It's got the better camera, better VTX, but everything else is basically around the same. It's got 2 additional carbon fiber side plates for the camera mount, so maybe that all has to do with the performance of it flying with just 1S power. All right, now we're talking. Oh yeah, I can quickly catch myself from a free fall. Woohoo! Oh yeah, very nice. Now that is what I'm talking about. We're gonna have fun with this thing.
1
FPV with 2 batteries, but I'm still going to test it out with just 1 battery, so we can see its performance with just 1S power. Oh yeah, this thing is really nice. Yep, just like the Freestyle 1, which is basically one of the best 2S quadcopters in its class. I mean, it flies like a 5-inch quad. Alright, so there you go guys, 1 more punch out. Oh yeah, you get nice hang time. Yeah, very nice. Let's go ahead and bring it in and FPV this thing.
10,
There we go.
9, 8.
Alright, so here we go with our first FPV flight. We just have 1 battery on here. It's one of those Emax provided batteries, but it was for the Freestyle 1. So let's go and check this out. Okay, the breeze is kicking in a little bit, so it may be a factor. But so far so good. Oh, solar eclipse. Look at how locked in this thing is. And look at that, the camera is looking really nice. So much better than the Freestyle 1. Oh yeah, definitely better. Better color and not as much fisheye effect as well. I think this might be the 2.1 millimeter lens then. So it's got a field of view of about 155 degrees. Whereas the 1.8 version of this Runcam Nano 2 would have 170 degree field of view. I see a little bit of static here and there, but by far it's better than the original Freestyle 1. So let's check out the range of the VTX. I got it set to race band 1, 200 milliwatts. So let's head on over to that little bush right in the middle of the screen. That's about 175 meters. That there's used to be the 100-meter bush until I kept on moving backwards.
RSSI low.
Okay, so let's head on back. So it can handle 175 meters decent with a little bit of static, some snow. So much improved VTX as well. Oh yeah, definitely an improvement from Freestyle 1. So let's see now here. Okay, you are able to pull off some flips, but it is definitely lacking in power. As you can see, my throttle is all the way up to 100%. And you got to catch yourself before you plateau off, otherwise
30 seconds.
it won't have enough power to catch yourself from falling. So you got to give yourself some altitude in order to do some flips and maneuvers with just 1 battery. So quicker flips.
10,
Oh, there's a
9,
little bit of
8,
wobble there.
7, 6, 5,
Okay.
4, 3.
So you are still able to fly around.
Timer 1 elapsed.
You are still able to fool around or fly around, fool around in the air, fool around in the air with just one battery still. So I'm coming towards the 3.5 minute or 3 minutes. That was 3.5 volts. The timer is registering it at 3 minutes, but this is an older battery that came with the Freestyle 1, so it has been used and abused, so it's not bad. So far so good. Yeah, with just a single battery you are still able to fly around. And I got the low voltage set to 3.2 volts, so you see the low battery warning. So we're getting about almost 4 minutes of flight time, 3.5 minutes of flight time with a used battery. So I would expect about 4 minutes of flight time with a new battery. Let's go ahead and bring it in now. So there you go, my first FPV flight with the Freestyle 2 with just one battery. Okay, I can't make it towards the landing pad. I ran out of juice. There you go, guys, our first FPV flight. Alright, here we go with our second FPV flight with 2 batteries this time. I got 2 China Hobby line batteries on it for the moment. So as you can see, I just powered it on and I'm on race band 1, but it's set to 25 milliwatts. So it will not show the actual milliwatt until you arm the motor. So here we go, arming the motors. And there you go, it switched over to 200 milliwatts. All right, so let's check it out with 2 batteries. Oh yeah, so much more power right off the bat. There's a little bit of a twitch here and there, but I think that has to do with my QX7S. The gimbal, I don't know, for some reason has been giving me issues before. I kind of cleaned it and fixed it a little bit, but sometimes it does still give me a little bit of a twitch here and there. So, oh yeah, so much more difference with 2 battery. It is not funny. It is a completely different quad. Definitely much more power and much more enjoyable to fly with 2 batteries. So you could fly it with 1 battery, but definitely 2 batteries. Oh yeah, very locked in. Very nice. Right, let's see how much power we got here. Let's go on and check it out. Full on, full throttle. Now I don't have anything to measure the speed, but you can kind of gauge how much power we got just by kind of looking at how fast it's traveling here. So one more time, full on pitch, full on throttle. Woohoo! Drained out the battery somewhat. Well, there you go. Decent amount of power. Oh yeah, very nice. Good hang time. Wind's picking up a little bit. No issues with not having enough power to catch yourself from the fall. So very nice. Good enough power. With 2S, you can't really tell the difference that much. Maybe there's a little bit versus the Freestyle 1, but all in all, you barely notice the difference in lack of power or anything like that. But definitely with 1 battery, we could tell the difference in power versus the Freestyle one. Oh yeah, definitely nice. Can't wait until I go somewhere in a park situation where there's some trees and stuff like that. Here you can't really do much. Oh, but yeah, you can already tell, you know, you can do a lot with this quadcopter. Man, this is nice. $119. That is a very sweet price for this one. Little bit of prop wash on that descent. Now the Freestyle 1 is a good quadcopter also, but it just has a weak VTX. You can't go too far. Now these SPI receivers that it comes with, the D8 mode FlySky receiver, can't go far anyways. So in this situation here with the 200 milliwatt setting, I do believe the SPI receiver will give up before the VTX will give up on this one here. But the Freestyle 1 is on a special deal at the moment, and it is a good quadcopter too, and I believe it is about below $85 right now. So you might want to consider getting that one versus this one if you are low on funds. You just can't go too far because of the VTX, but the motors and the flight controller basically is the same thing. So you might want to check that out. It is on sale below 85 bucks. I'll leave a link down below. All right, so I'm going to do one more flight, and this flight, the next flight, will be with the 2 provided batteries that this quadcopter came with. And look at the flight time we got with the CNHL batteries, and these are used batteries. We got over 5 minutes of flight time. All right, let's go and put the original batteries in here. All right, here we go with our third FPV flight, and this time I got the Emax original batteries that came with this quadcopter. So this is the first time I'm using these batteries, so we'll find out the true flight time with the brand new batteries. So let's check it out. So there you go, the VTX switched over to 200 milliwatts, and set the timer, and the wind has picked up a little bit, and there's that little twitch that I always get with this transmitter, and the wind has picked up a little bit more, but look at how smooth this thing is flying. It is so locked in. It's just amazing, and it's so smooth for such a small quadcopter, man. You really do feel like you're flying something a whole lot bigger with this unit, and the Freestyle 1 as well. The Freestyle 1, I was having issues with the fisheye effect on the first couple of flights. Every time I fly that thing, I feel like, oh my god, there's a huge fisheye effect because of the
2 minutes.
Camera lens. This one is perfect. It is perfect. There is a little bit of a fisheye, but not a whole lot. Look, I'm behind a car and not much static at all. With the Freestyle 1, if I go behind a car like this, I'll get static right off the bat. Even when I'm like turning around the tree, I'll get static. This one, there seems to be no issues with that. Man, this thing is just so smooth. And I'm not afraid to
1 minute.
take it low to the ground. It's just a smooth flyer.
Seconds.
Very nice.
20 seconds.
Almost coming down to the 3-minute timer. There's a little bit of static. Once you go away from yourself a little bit.
10, 9, 8, RSSI low. 7,
RSSI
6,
low
5,
warning comes
4,
in, so
3,
the VTX
2,
probably
1.
can outdo the
1 elapsed.
RF or RX connection. Nice. And if you find yourself in some tight quarters, this thing maneuvers really well too, so you can do some close proximity flying, you know, tight forest type areas where there's a lot of trees and whatnot. Oh yeah, because it's so small. Very nice. Okay, still good voltage, 7 volts, 3.5. Oh man, this thing is so smooth, it's not funny. A little bit of a prop wash. So there was 2 preset PIDs. So that's profile 1 and profile 2. And profile 3 was just Betaflight default. So I'm flying with profile 2. Slightly lower values than a profile 1. I believe profile 1 was set up for maybe when you fly with 1 battery. Look at that. I have to land. And we are getting about almost 5 minutes of flight time with the provided batteries. So I'm going to just land it right here. Alright guys, so that'll do it for this video of the Emax Tinyhawk Freestyle 2. I would say go out and buy this thing, but if you can't afford it, Freestyle 1 is just as good. You just have a lesser quality camera, and the VTX is not as good as this one. So if you want to get this one, 119 bucks, go and click the link down below and get yourself one of these. This quadcopter is just awesome. All right, so oops, I ran the battery all the way down to the bare bones, guys. I gotta go look for my quadcopter. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.